We're also going to do the clean air mod today while the gas tank's off, so the first thing we'll do is take off the airbox. So we removed the airbox. We're going to do the clean air mod now. I got the T-fitting from the hardware store. For the sake of this video, this is going to be hose 1, hose 2, hose 4, and hose 3. I'll put a diagram up as I'm talking about this too. But basically, hose 3, completely removed. You're going to take this off, and then take hose 1, 2, and 4, and connect that to the T-fitting. And I'm probably going to put this hose under the cross member, and everything will be tucked up there. I might cut off the ends of some of the hoses just to make it a little bit neater in there. I will take this off, and then we'll get the hoses off, connect them, and we'll go from there. Right here is where the pair valve plugs into. Look on the right side for a little tab. You have to raise it this direction and the wire will pull out. The whole pair valve comes out and you don't need this anymore, so you can just put it away. I'm going to save this hook clip here. I'm going to get it off of here and put it on back up here just because I liked how the throttle cables were held with that. That's the first part of the clean air mod. Hose 1, 2, and 4 all connected on the T. Hose 3 is gone. I ran this guy under the crossbar. You have to watch out for these wires back here. I used a 5/8 T-fitting, not the 1/2. The 1/2 was a little too small for these hoses. Like this one down here was kind of loose with the 1/2, so I just went with the 5/8. Those hose clamps though are a little bit maxed out on those guys, but I mean this thing isn't gonna go anywhere. That's what you have to do for the hoses here. These vacuum hoses, like I said earlier, if you still have the nipples on the back of the airbox, just plug these back up into there. If not, you'll just plug these holes with whatever you find, a bolt, some silicone plugs or some rubber caps, whatever works to plug those. And I did cut off a little bit of these hoses, just like 2 tiny pieces, just to keep it a little tighter in there so it's not hitting like the frame and stuff. But that's the first part of the clean air mod. So we're gonna plug the holes on the airbox. You have a big hole here and then another one on the back right here. Those are the 2 places you have to plug. What I'm using are these rubber vacuum caps. I'll link the kit that I bought on Amazon. This one that fits in here, I believe, is a 5/16 inch inner diameter, but I'm putting it in backwards like this. And then I'll take one of these Christmas tree guys and also plug it in here. It shouldn't go anywhere. I'm just going to push it down with an Allen key. Just going to take this, kind of shove it down in this hole as best as we can. So I might not use the Christmas tree. I don't think that thing's coming out. Like unless you take some pliers, that's not going to come out. So I'm going to put the same one here in the back. It's another 5/16. Just kind of get it started. Push it down in there. It's plugged up there. That's probably as far as it can go. We're not doing Christmas trees, just 2 of the 5/16 inch inner diameter rubber vacuum caps. on both sides to block off the airbox. If you have these right here, you can just put the vacuum lines back on. They're just little nipples to block them off. If you don't have them and they're snapped off, plug them with something. You don't need them to operate the bike normally. We're going to install an idle adjuster from the Six Shop for the F4i right here. When I talk about idle adjuster, I do not mean the OEM one down here. We're not touching the stock idle adjuster. That's not what this is about. This idle adjuster install is specifically for stunt riding, but it goes in right here. There's a little set screw that keeps the throttle body slightly open, so when you turn the throttle, this is where it rests. The idle adjuster, well, they're going to take the set screw out and screw it back into there, and then you'll be able to adjust your idle from the cable then. The idle adjuster comes with the cable, a washer, and a spring. That's how it goes on. I recommend taping this to the cable so you don't lose it when you're trying to put it on. You need an Allen key to break the set screw loose. I think it says, this one says 2.5 millimeter. It's hard to tell. You just have to break it loose back here like that, and it'll just unscrew out like that. Here's the deal with the idle adjuster. It's a super awkward angle to get in. So what you want to do is when you line it up and then push down here as far as you can get it to go, you'll have to like dig it in past here to get it to the correct angle. And then you just take the whole thing and hand screw it in. And once it's started, I'm going to take the tape off now, and you should just be able to screw it in the rest of the way. But you don't have to cut the end off. You don't have to loosen the throttle bodies. You can, if you force it down enough to get the right angle, you can just take the entire cable and turn it, and it should start to thread. So you don't really have to do anything. It's just a super awkward angle. Once it's in there, you can pretty easily spin this to adjust it. You can see I screwed it in basically where the stock idle was, so that should be sitting around 1300. And since you have the idle adjuster on now, you can just kind of adjust it after the fact to make sure it's sitting where you'd like it to.
Stash in the carpet. Yeah, we trapping out apartments. I ain't done when you start shit. To be honest, lit the flame in my heart, gotta spark it.